very warm welcome to Influencer Wing. I'm Priya Shade, and joining us today is a magician and mentalist. We have with us Suhani Shah. Thanks, Suhani, for joining us today. I am going to, before I ask you a question, I think you'll already have read my mind about what I'm going to ask you next.
Well, that happens a lot of times, but thank you, Priya, for having me. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell us how do you go about your process of being a mind reader, being a magician? How did you realize that this is your niche and your calling?
I was very young. I think I was 5 or 6 years old when I watched to watch these magic programs coming on television. And like every other kid, you know how we get fascinated by the art of magic. It was same with me. I got very fascinated. But for me, the story was a little different because I was not just in awe of the art form. I wanted to perform it. I wanted to do the magic act that I was seeing. And I walked up to my father one day and I told him that I want to do magic. And initially he was like, go and study. And it took some convincing. But I think at a point he realized that I'm serious about what I'm talking. And when he did, my parents are extremely encouraging individuals. So they came and told me that if you want to really perform magic, you can't do it in school or parties. You should do it on a larger scale and make some sense out of it. And I'm like, let's do it. And I don't come from a family of magicians or anything to related anything even mildly related to entertainment. So it took a very, very long time. It took us like about 10 months to find people, prepare a show, and too much drama happened in that process to be able to achieve this. But then I think we did it. And I did my first show when I was 7 years old.
Wow. But tell me, Suhani, where did you learn your magic tricks from? And how do you become a mentalist? Like, is there a way, if we have our audience listening to us, and I'm sure many of them have this question, what does it take to become a mentalist?
So let me clarify this a little bit, because in India, people do not know a lot about magic. So mentalism is a genre of magic. Just like how in dance you have various genres, kuchipudi, salsa, bharatnatyam, hip hop, tap dancing, and so on. In magic you have various genres. You have mentalism, illusion, street magic, parlor magic, coin tricks, close-up artists, jugglers. There are various genres. So when I say mentalism, I think one should not directly start with mentalism. One should not directly start with mind reading and things like that. They should first start with basic magic acts and try to build a lot more confidence in performing them, have a bit of showmanship, and then move towards mentalism, because mentalism is an art form where you have very less support. You do not have props. Like, you can't, when things go wrong, when you're performing a close-up act, you can pick up a coin or you can pick up a deck of cards. But in mentalism, you're pretty naked there. It's just you and your audience, and you have to read their minds. So it is more of a confidence game. It's a showmanship game. It's a psychological game. So I feel nobody should directly start with mentalism. They should pick up any other genre first, master the art of basically talking, presenting, build more confidence, and then if they're interested towards mentalism, then move towards it. So anybody who wants to start, I would, if they're extreme beginners, I would say start watching some YouTube videos, start learning from there, perform them, build some confidence, and then move towards a more serious genre.
Right. Suhani, tell me a little bit about your content creation journey. How do you plan your content? And when did you realize that, yes, I am a superstar online? This is my following. I have so many thousands of people following me. So tell me a little bit about what the inside scenes.
Yeah. Okay, very honestly, I never thought I have an online following. I never thought that I would be somebody who would be creating content online. It has it's taken me by surprise. So during the pandemic, when it initially started, how we all were like, acha, abhi 2 mahine mein to khatam ho jayega. It's just 2 months, it's just 3 months. And I'm somebody who's always been performing on stage. And people, if they would ask me to perform online, I was like, oh, I can't do that. It's just, I'm going to be on stage and in-person performances. But when we realized in the pandemic that it's going to take longer for things to open up than we expect, I was like, what am I going to do now? Because in my entire lifespan, there has never been a period of like 7-8 months where I have not been on stage. So I myself had an identity issue. I felt like, what am I going to do in my life now? So just to maintain my own sanity, I started live streaming on YouTube, because I was like, that's the only way I can talk to people from my own room. And I didn't know people would love it so much, because when I started streaming, people would watch and they would say, do this, do that, do show us a magic trick. I'll start performing. I basically, I actually did what people wanted me to. It was like a give and take. I was maintaining my sanity by coming online and talking to people. People were also lonely in their houses and they were talking to me. तो एक बोलते ना, बातचीत करते करते एक relation बन गया लोगों के साथ. From Suhani Shah, I became Susha. People following me became the Susha squad, and it was very organic. Nothing was planned, and I'm glad that people loved it so much that now I can call myself a content creator, and now started creating content, live streaming, game shows, magic, all of it. So I did it for my sanity. People gave me too much of love, and I think we made it happen.
So, Suhani, tell me, what is your plan in terms of what is your growth plan from now on over the next 2 to 3 years? Where do you see Susha going?
I'll be very honest, and it's contradictory to a lot of motivational speakers. I'm not somebody who plans a lot of things in life. I'm not somebody who says that, oh, 5 years down the line, I want to see myself there, or 10 years down the line, I want to see myself there. Because very honestly, 5 years ago, I couldn't have imagined I'm going to be doing this. And I say that if I couldn't have planned where I am today, how am I going to plan where I want to see myself 5 years from now? And I strongly feel that whatever I plan, I will be underutilizing my own potential, because I feel sometimes we can do a lot more than what even we can imagine. So I don't want to limit myself to my own thoughts, and I want to do a lot more. So I don't really have a goal for myself. I always keep saying I'm at a very starting point. I want to do a lot more. But whatever I do, one thing I'm sure of is going to be associated with people. It's going to be, I'm nothing without people. I haven't been to school, college. I don't have a degree. It is because people watched my show. I became an artist. It's because people watch my stream. I became a streamer. It's because people watch my content. I became a content creator. So whatever I do is going to be associated with people at large. It could be creating some kick-ass content that has never been seen before. Currently, I've prepared my new show that I'm touring with. So I'm going international for the first time with my own show. I'll be like first Indian magician to perform at the prestigious Soho Theatre in London. So there are a lot of these things that are happening where I'm trying to break the boundaries and do something that has not been done before. So I'm definitely trying to do that. I'm definitely trying to do whatever I can in my capacity in this moment, and hope that my hard work will make me reach or take me to places that even I haven't imagined.
Right. We wish you all the very best for that, Suhani. On that note, we'll do a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready?
Thank you so much, Priya. Okay, let's do this. Shoot.
Okay. Pick your preferred platform, Instagram or YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay.
Your difficult hours, though.
Your favorite creator from the same space, magic or illusion?
I don't have, there are not magic creators in India as such, so I don't have one. But in terms of a magician I admire would be Darren Brown. A creator may not be in my stream, would be mostly same. Prajakta Kohli.
Okay. If you're given a chance to teach in a school, how would you introduce your subject to students in one sentence?
We make you believe in something that's absolutely impossible.
Okay. Are you a Potterhead? If so, who is your favorite wizard from Harry Potter?
Oh my God, I'm not a Potterhead.
Okay. All right. If you could pick an interesting stage name for yourself, what would it be?
Interesting stage name?
Yeah.
Susha.
Okay. If not magic, what would you pick as your niche?
Something in computers and technology.
Okay. And finally, if you could show us some quick tricks for audiences, anything that you think.
Oh, you should have told me this before. So I don't perform card tricks, but I'm going to try this one with you. Priya, do you prefer tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Always?
Always.
Choose between colors, red and white?
Red.
Red and black?
Black.
Black and yellow?
Black.
Oh, black and blue?
Blue.
Okay, you seem to change your mind quite a few times. Okay, I'm going to do something. Okay, I've done something fancy with one card in this deck. Now, I want you to name a card, and this can be any card that you want. There are 52 cards in the deck. There are 4 suits, hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. There are picture cards. There are number cards. It's all up to you. You can choose anyone. Hearts represent love, diamonds represent money, spades represent authority and confidence, while as clubs represent fun and adventure. Which one would you choose?
Heart.
I mean, I'm not influencing you, okay? You can choose whichever you want. And what is the value? Do you want to stick to hearts?
Yeah, I'll stick to hearts, and I'll say king of hearts.
You say king of hearts. You know, that's a very, very common card. Do you want to change your mind?
No, I'm good with this.
You are going to stick to the king of hearts. You sure about that?
Sure.
You see, there is king of spades is right here. We're going to see all the cards, if you see, are in one direction, except for one and one card only.
Okay.
You chose the king of hearts, and this could have been any card. That's the king of hearts.
Oh my God, how did you get that? This is my wow moment. Thanks for that, Suhani. I think I'm really surprised and excited that you could read my mind and pick that card. So I think our audience will be equally surprised and shocked at this. But I think a magician always has some tricks up her sleeve.
Yeah, this is like my go-to effect whenever somebody asks me to quickly perform an act, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
All right, Suhani, thanks much for joining us today. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks so much for being a part of Influencers Inc.